Hello, welcome to Hand and Gear Designs video channel where I show you how to put together the various models from Hand and Gear Design. This is the Nautilus submarine from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. This is a two-part kit. It normally includes the squid that attacks the Nautilus, but I'm going to be putting that together in a second video, so this is just the submarine. Couple things before we get started. To put the kit together, you will need some sort of glue. I use wood glue, but you can use just about any type of glue you have. Elmer's white glue, super glue. I've used several different ones when I'm putting this together. Another thing to be aware of is when I cut the parts, the downside, when the laser cuts through, it hits a metal grid below and produces this kind of flashback, which I'm not a big fan of. So I've started putting some tape on the back of the models, which just peels off and you get a much cleaner edge. This is apart from another model, but it still had the tape on it, so I could demo removing the tape. So be sure to check your model, and if there's tape on it, remove it. It's only going to be on one side, but you want to be gluing wood to wood, not wood to tape. So let's get started putting the Nautilus together. I'm going to take some of the pieces off screen so I've got a little bit more room to work with. One more important thing before we get started. So you've got the large wooden ball here for the cockpit, two medium-sized ones. These are 3/4 of an inch, and then the tail one is 5/8 of an inch. It's a hair smaller than these. It might not look like it, but it is. You do have three different sizes: big, medium, small. This is the stand for when it's finished, so I'll definitely take that off screen. Take a couple of smaller pieces. I'm going to take the balls off so they don't roll around. And we'll get started. I'm going to take the base for the flat part off for a second. I'm going to start with putting together the vertical top and bottom. You need to glue these ribs on first. And as you'll notice, each rib has a flat side and a tab. Just to bring back the base for a second, you've got two holes here. So the bottom one will go into one hole, and then the top hole one will go into the other one. So very important that you make sure. I'm going to line up all of the tabs, so the bottom ones are going to be on one side and the top ones are going to be on the other side. So I'm going to get started, like I said, with the bottom part, just to give myself a little more space. So here we go. To put this together, I'm, like I said, using wood glue. I've got some glue off camera, and I'm going to be spreading it on with this spreader. However you want to put the glue on is fine, but this is how I like to do it. So, just getting... Oh, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I'm already preparing to attach it to the base, which I don't need to. I need to get the ribs on first. Sorry about that for the confusion. So, take the ribs, and I'm just going to put some glue right here in the notches. I'm working a little quick because I'm trying to get this video, keep this video relatively short. So, there's that. One rib, second rib, glue in the notches there. Again, keeping all of my protruding tabs on one side, like that. And then a little glue there. I recommend when you first get the kit that you actually just put it together without glue at first, just to familiarize yourself with the pieces, make sure they fit. You know, the one issue with wood is that it can vary in thickness, and so you want to make sure parts. If you need to, you can sand this down. Just about any sandpaper will work. So now I'm going to take the base. I'm going to put this here. Get the rib parts lined up first. Okay, so there we go. So now I've got, make sure everything lines up. Normally I would probably let this set a little bit, let the glue set longer, but I'm gonna just get going. Now I have the little cradles for the balls to start to rest in. And this is where I get to admit one of the flaws from my first design. I've started doing a new design of this. The problem is this curve right here is a little too sharp, so it actually doesn't fit very well over the ball. In newer ones, I've cut that out a bit wider so it fits over much nicer. And I've also made this spar here a little bit thicker so that it's not less of a danger of snapping when I'm shipping the models. But now that I have the base together, I'm going to do the same thing with the top. I'm going to put the ribs in. Again, since the bottom one here is filled, I need to make sure I orient this so that the tab goes into the open hole, not the filled one. So I'm going to make sure all of my tabs are on this side. So again, taking some glue like that, put that like so. Add some glue to that little notch. Again, make sure my tabs are in the correct orientation. There we go. So, have that. Now I'm going to put some glue along the tops of this. There, a little bit there. Okay. Like I said, I'm rushing this just a little bit to get this put together. Okay, and now this goes on here. As you can see, I'm going to have a little problem getting it over that. But there we go. Somewhere I have a, oh, there we go. Interference. There we go. So, okay, so got everything lined up. Just gonna go in and adjust things, make it look good. Okay, there's the basics of that. A couple little finishing touches. We have the front of the periscope, this tiny little hole, if you were wondering what that was for. Now you know. So a little glue there. And put that on. So now we have that. And of course you need a propeller. So some wood glue right there. And on goes the propeller. So there we have it. The Nautilus from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Hope you enjoy putting this together and displaying it. Oh, speaking of display, here's the little slot. That goes there. And Captain Nemo, you may now board your Nautilus. Have fun!